Sasaki and Peeps Volume 1 Review. Back in August 2022, Yen Press defeated the new light novel series Sasaki and Peeps, since it has also brought the manga adaptation to the English market. But how does it compare to the original work? Let's find out. The story follows Sasaki, a corporate drone in his late 30s, who fancies making a change to his everyday routine, thanks to his co-worker passionately telling Sasaki all about the dog he adopted. Our protagonist finds himself considering taking on the pet too, because of a combination of living in a small apartment and having long hours. Sasaki reasons he can take on a dog or a cat, but researchers suggest that a Java Sparrow is the perfect pet in these situations. So Sasaki heads out to the nearby pet shop, but he meets a sparrow who calls out Pick Me, where a protagonist can refuse. Once home, the sparrow, who gets named Peeps, revealed that he is no ordinary bird. Peeps is a powerful mage from another world, who was exiled and turned into a Java Sparrow Sasaki sees before him. In his new life as a bird, Peeps wants to live carefree in whatever suits him at the moment, and one of the things he wants is high quality food. Sasaki reasons that on his wages, things like expensive meat are out of the question, but Peeps may have a solution to that. Using Sasaki as the middleman, Peeps can channel more magic, giving him the ability to jump back and forth between Japan and the fantasy world he's originally from, but only those time pass more slowly to the other world compared to Japan. But if Sasaki brings everyday items from Japan with him to sell, he will be rolling in money, so begins a new routine that sees Sasaki hopping between worlds, living life to the fullest in both Japan and this new fantasy land with Peeps by his side. Compared to Volume 1 of the light novel, his manga adaptation doesn't get very far into the story, but the end of 4 chapters presented here, we already reached the end of Sasaki's initial trip to the fantasy world, which is not much at all, compared to all the wacky things that happen in the source material. That's not such a bad thing since the original could be overwhelming with how much it threw at the reader, but the pacing here is unlikely to grip new readers either. And the market is so saturated with isekai stories, there's nothing very original happening in this first book. Certainly, not that elevates is above other titles. So if you're not for welcomers, what about existing fans? Well, I'm not convinced there is a lot to hear from them either. The artwork by Boreji Osho is nice to look at and better differentiates between the male characters, who look very similar in the light novel illustrations, but because the series is so heavy and dialogue, there's not a lot of room on the page for the art to leave an impression. I imagine it will be better in Volume 2, where there should be more action scenes, but it doesn't help right now. We need to show the fans why you should care about picking this up instead of the light novels. It's a difficult recommendation, no matter your experience with the franchise so far. As previously mentioned, Sasaki Peeps Volume 1 comes to the West thanks to Yen Press, where it has been translated by Alice Prose, but lettered by Rachel J. Pearce. Prose also works on the light novel, and means all the terminology in the series aligns neatly with Yen's other release, which always happy to see. There's also a few colors pages at the beginning of the book, which I certainly appreciate. The manga is ongoing in Japan with 2 volumes, so not a lot of content out of that yet. Yen Press have Volume 2 scheduled for an English release in May, so not too long to go before you're caught up. Overall, Volume 1 of Sasaki Peeps is an underwhelming adaptation that doesn't do anything to grab newcomers or existing fans, while certain elements like the artwork should improve as time goes on. It's a hard sell right now and instead encourage you to check out the source material. Half the fun of the series is how many strange events got jumbled. Together in the manga just can't capture that. 5 out of 10.